Welcome to American Auto Trend. Imagine walking into a BMW dealership in 2025 and being told this could be the last gas-powered SUV you'll ever see from us. Customers of the brand new 2025 BMW X3 must deal with that truth. It is streamlined, strong, and recognizable, but it also marks the end of an era as BMW works to transition to an all-electric future. What, then, is so unique about this X3? Is it really a stopgap measure before the EV revolution takes over, or is it really a farewell celebration of gas performance? After seeing this movie, you will know if the 2025 BMW X3 is worth purchasing before it sells out. The BMW X3 has been one of the brand's most successful models for over 2 decades. Since it first hit the scene in the early 2000s, it's found a great niche in the luxury compact SUV market, blending everyday usability with top-notch comfort and that classic BMW driving feel for many American families and enthusiasts. The X3 has been the entry point into the brand's world of sporty luxury. BMW now unveils the most recent iteration of this SUV in 2025. At first glance, it appears to be a sophisticated continuation of what customers have always cherished. Behind the scenes, however, there is a more significant story. This could be the final gas-powered X3 before the lineup switches to all-electric vehicles. Since BMW has already set ambitious EV targets for both the US and international markets, this SUV represents one of the last chances to follow their gasoline-based. Heritage's launch is noteworthy just for that reason. The SUV market is more competitive than ever for American consumers, and BMW is aware that the X3 must compete with rivals like the Audi Q5, Mercedes-Benz GLC, and even Tesla's Model Y. The X3 must blend performance, luxury, and contemporary technology while bearing the burdensome moniker of last of its kind if it is to stay relevant. The key query is, will the 2025 BMW X3 make a spectacular exit, or will it quietly make way for the next model? Let's dissect everything. First, let's talk about design. The 2025 BMW X3 is recognizable as a BMW at first glance because it is sporty, aggressive, and well-defined. Longtime admirers will be relieved to discover that the iconic kidney grills are still present but are more proportionate than the enormous ones found on prior models. The SUV's streamlined back features thin taillights and a significantly sportier stance, while its sharp LED headlights give it a modern edge. Although it isn't begging for attention, it has a self-assured, opulent appearance that blends in well with both urban and suburban drives. BMW's attention to detail is evident as soon as you step inside. With premium leather, metal accents, and a bigger curving digital display that combines the infotainment system and instrument cluster into a single sweeping screen, the cabin feels more contemporary and streamlined than it did previously. BMW's most recent drive software, which powers the infotainment system, is more seamless and user-friendly than before. Connectivity is smooth since voice commands, Android Auto, and wireless Apple CarPlay are standard. Additionally, practicality has not been overlooked. The 2025 X3's folding rear seats make weekend excursions and supermarket runs easier, and it has plenty of load room for a small luxury SUV. Families may travel farther in comfort thanks to the increased legroom for rear passengers. The fascinating part comes during the performance. BMW offers several trim levels, the first of which is a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with about 255 horsepower. For those who want more, the X3 M4OI's 6-cylinder turbocharger produces over 380 horsepower, which gives this SUV a lot of speed and enjoyable driving. Naturally, being a BMW, the ride has that perfect mix of comfort and sportiness. The handling is crisp and the steering is accurate. Although not exceptional, the combined MPG is in the mid-20s, which is good for its class. This is where the impending EV future becomes problematic. Although the X3 continues to provide excellent gas performance, it is unable to match the efficiency or immediate torque of its impending electric competitors. Tech and safety are also advantages. Automated emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, and blind spot monitoring are standard equipment. Advanced driver assistance technologies, such as semi-autonomous highway driving, are added in higher trim levels. This makes the X3 a very competitive choice for American consumers who value peace of mind. The 2025 BMW X3 appears to be a well-rounded package thus far, but does it live up to the hype that it's a last chance? Gas-powered BMW that's worth purchasing. Let's get right to the point. This is when the real deal begins. The 2025 BMW X3 behind the wheel serves as a reminder of the brand's devoted fan base. With a 0 to 60 speed in the low 5-second range, the M4OI trim has rapid and gratifying acceleration, the aggressive yet elegant engine note has just enough snarl to let you know you're operating a performance-focused SUV. The X3 maintains a firm grip on twisty roads, almost masking its SUV proportions with agility akin to a sedan. It's the kind of drive that makes you happy, and EVs, despite their immense torque, occasionally find it difficult to achieve that. The tipping point, though, is that even while the drive is amazing, you can't deny the possibility that this experience won't endure for very long. The X3 you are currently driving may be the last chapter in BMW's gas history, as the company is already moving toward electric vehicles. Every rev, every shift, and every mile seems like it's part of history because of it. However, it isn't flawless. Despite their strength, gas engines are not as fuel efficient as their hybrid or electric counterparts. Additionally, if you want the M40i performance trim with all the bells and whistles, the price goes up quickly. And depending on whether you find it reassuring or antiquated, the X3 begins to appear a little more conventional when you contrast its technology and futuristic vibe with something like a Tesla Model Y. So the question is, do you buy one now to take advantage of the final BMW SUV that runs solely on gas? Or are you waiting for the soon-to-be electric X3 instead? Every bear will have to make that choice. What is the opinion on the BMW X3 for 2025? It is, in many respects, a quintessential BMW.
Yay.
Elegant,
You ready?
sophisticated, and enjoyable to drive. The performance, particularly in the 6-cylinder M4OI, is incredibly satisfying. The interior combines cutting-edge technology with luxurious comfort, and the outward appearance is sophisticated without being garish. The X3 is still a great SUV for families and individuals who want a luxury vehicle that feels like it's part of BMW's athletic heritage. However, there are disadvantages. In a world rapidly transitioning to electric vehicles, the gas-powered X3 already feels like a thing of the past. Fuel economy is mediocre at best, and prices may be stretched once options are added. Waiting for the next EV model would make more sense for purchasers who are tech-savvy and future-focused. This 2025 X3 might be your final opportunity to preserve the essence of the old BMW driving experience, though, if you cherish the thrill of pushing a gas-powered SUV on the wide road, the sound of a turbo engine, and the sensation of precise steering. This SUV represents the end of an era in the US market. It's a milestone, not simply another model update, and for purchasers who want something useful and historically meaningful, that makes it a special option. What do you think, then? Would you wait for BMW's electric future or purchase the 2025 BMW X3 as your final gas-powered luxury SUV? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. This discussion is just beginning, so don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video with other auto fans.